Live from the Web3.com Ventures office, it's the round trip with John Sienna, covering the crypto chaos, AI absurdity, venture wins, and the occasional billion-dollar breakdown. From Silicon Valley to Singapore, we're cutting through the noise, decoding narratives, and digging deeper than the headlines. This is where ideas get challenged, tokens get tested, and narratives get nuked. Let's dive in with our co-host. Joining us from the intersection of alpha and analysis, she's the degen of DeFi, fluent in FUD, and deep in the charts. She's worked behind the scenes at PA News, helping top projects translate tech into traction. From Taipei to your timeline, it's Cassidy Wong. Together, we're leveraged up and we're making the round trip. Now, let's get started with this week in Macro Insight. The tariff war escalated and de-escalated, shaking the markets. The global economy has been teetering on the edge for weeks. The International Monetary Fund even slashed their growth forecast for the year to 2.8% from 3.3% just in January, citing unprecedented UF tariffs, escalating trade tensions. This is the lowest global forecast since the pandemic in 2020. Ocean container bookings from the U.S. to China are down over 60% industry-wide since the U.S. tariffs took effect just 3 weeks ago, according to the CEO of Flexport. And the financial stability risk surged as the Baker Bloom Davis U.S. Economic Policy Uncertainty Index hit a 40-year high. This pushed gold futures to hit a session high on Tuesday, trading above $3,500 an ounce for the first time ever. And yet, Bitcoin's still up 10% for this week and hit 94,000. So, is this the new normal or just the calm before the next economic storm?
Well, this has definitely been an interesting week as we have seen trade tensions start to de-escalate, with Treasury Secretary Bessent saying China tariff standoff is unsustainable. A White House official said that tariffs on Chinese goods can come down to 50 to 65% as the talks progress. Additionally, President Trump he also stated that the steep tariffs on Chinese goods could be reduced substantially, but not eliminated entirely, and that he wouldn't be playing a hardball when negotiating with China. So, what do you think? Who flinched first in the U.S. trade war?
Yeah, so it seems like the US took the first step back. I think China's been strategizing since at least 2018 when Trump first imposed tariffs on China for technology goods, and probably well before that since he's been pretty public on China and hitting them with tariffs. So they already knew how to hit back by blocking exports of key rare earth minerals and going like tit for tat on the rising tariffs. And Chinese companies even focus on moving factories overseas to Vietnam and Mexico to circumvent these tariffs and use transshipment as a tool. And then, like, furthermore, Trump literally wrote a book on how to make a deal, and he kind of executed his whole tariff war according to this book. So I think, and he followed the strategy to a T. So China definitely saw this coming. They knew how to react, and they had the leverage this time to push back.
Well, I think this definitely led to some large movements in the crypto market. I think starting with Bitcoin ETF, US spot Bitcoin ETFs recorded their largest single day inflows in over 3 months since January. I think there were more than 912 million worth of cumulative net inflows this week. It's a signal for a recovery in investor sentiment. It's I think it's a dramatic improvement in the market sentiment overall, pushing Bitcoin price above 93,000. It's a huge news this week. So for the first time, I think Bitcoin was up 11% and became the fifth largest global asset, surpassing Google's market cap. I think Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, they also saw slightly better gains.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Ethereum is definitely catching up. I think it hit a low, like a 4 year or 5 year low against Bitcoin. Last cycle, everybody was talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum going to 10K, and a lot of us are still waiting.
Well, I do have some stake ETH, so I'm waiting for that 10K.
Oh, that 3 or 4% yield must be pretty nice, though.
With the $1,000 Ethereum, it's okay. But with the ETF, they actually recorded another highest net inflows for the first time since February as well. Ethereum exchanges, they have recorded over 150 million in inflows just in the past few days. Uh,
Nice.
one more. So I think Hong Kong, the Securities and Futures Commission, they also approved China Asset Management to launch a staking-enabled Ethereum ETF in collaboration with OSL. So I guess there's going to be more people staking Ethereum. Um, so I think what makes this interesting is that instead of just tracking on Ethereum's price, investors can actually benefit from staking rewards, essentially interest earned from helping secure the network. This approval, it will signal Hong Kong's serious push to become Asia's crypto hub by creating investor-friendly regulations that embrace new financial technologies.
Yeah, I think that's the first ETF where you can actually get the staked rewards, where in the US, it's just tracking the price, as you mentioned. They've been discussing it for a while, but I think it's kind of novel because I don't think any other asset class has that reward for a
Mhm.
commodity.
Yeah, so I'm probably the first mover with the staking. I mean, we're still expecting that 10K, right? So
Maybe with all these ETFs, who knows?
yeah. So I think there's another significant move in the crypto market this week, led by Brendan Lutnick. He's the son of the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. He launched a 3.6 billion Bitcoin acquisition vehicle on Wednesday. The venture will hold around 42,000 Bitcoin, making it the world's third largest Bitcoin reserve. The key partners will include SoftBank, Tether, who contributed over 1.5 billion in Bitcoin, and Bitfinex. So the strategy that they're doing is going to mirror MicroStrategy's successful approach, where they accumulate Bitcoin through stock and debt issuance.
Yeah, I saw Jack Mallers is going to be the CEO. He's also the CEO of Stripe, and he's kind of the man who helped really push the Bitcoin adoption in El Salvador. He announced it at the Bitcoin Miami conference, I think back in, was it 2022? Or even 2023. I think it was 2022. But yeah, that kind of really kicked it off. And I think he's kind of the perfect fit because you need someone to match Michael Saylor and like his nature. This guy is one of Bitcoin's hardest believers. So I definitely think he's going to push very hard to replicate Saylor's strategy. And we'll see like if he could leverage those connections and, you know, be another 500,000 Bitcoiner like Sailor and strategy.
Yeah, so with like all the crypto talk and like the Bitcoin price surge, do you think crypto assets will play a big role in as a hedge against traditional market volatility?
So yeah, this was kind of our first time where the crypto market's more mature when dealing with all this economic uncertainty. Back in 2020 was like the last kind of global scale financial collapse, and crypto really tanked it. And if you look at it compared to this time, Bitcoin held pretty strong. So I'm not sure if it's crypto assets in general or more Bitcoin. Um, but Bitcoin is, I mean, it's the gold of crypto. It's digital gold. So maybe that's, people have a lot more faith in it. So maybe that's why it held stronger. It did go down while gold was going up, but it did rebound quickly. Um, So I think, yeah, gold's definitely going to keep playing its role. And yeah, it's the time tested hedge against uncertainty.
Hmm. Did you see, speaking of gold, did you see the gold machine in the mall in Shanghai?
Yeah, I feel like China's buying a lot of gold. And yeah, I saw that you can melt your gold and, get money on WeChat in like 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's pretty epic. I mean, in the US, we have Costco and you could buy some gold there, but
Mhm.
you can't really sell it like this. So pretty
I
cool.
think, yeah, I think this will definitely be very interesting with all the machines set up.
Yeah, I wonder how fast it's gonna spread, or people just want to hold their gold like they do Bitcoin, and yeah, maybe buried in their backyard. So switching from commodities to securities, Paul Atkins was confirmed as the new SEC chairman, and he'll speak on Friday at the SEC's crypto roundtable. This roundtable is going to be focused on crypto custody, and the next two will focus on tokenization, which is moving more assets on chain. So this whole RWA thing is going to see a lot more coming into it, but from probably traditional players and not as many small startups. And then the next one in June will be centered around DeFi. So it's quite exciting and definitely a big step forward in a stark contrast compared to the last administration. Paul Atkins was a previous SEC commissioner, and he served from 2002 to 2008, and he's known for promoting financial innovation. I've actually seen him at a few crypto conferences, one here in Singapore, and he's always shared his perspective and how he thinks crypto assets should be regulated. So I think the crypto market's quite happy that he was chosen. Uh, in more SEC news, there's 72 crypto related ETFs that are currently waiting approval to either launch or offer options. And these applications encompass a broad spectrum of digital assets, including established cryptocurrencies like XRP. So XRP Army is pretty happy about that, I bet. Litecoin and Solana, as well as meme coins like Dogecoin, and even novelty derivatives like 2x Melania.
Can the market handle 2x Melania? I don't think I can.
I don't know if Trump can even handle 2x Melania, so we'll see about that. Speaking of Trump, he's offering to his top 220 Trump holders a private gala at the National Golf Club in DC. And the top 25 holders will even have a private VIP reception with the president. So I guess this begs the question, what do you get for being a top Melania holder?
Hmm. So if I buy the 2x Melania ETF, do I have twice the chance to go into the Melania Gala?
Do you want to go?
Well, I'm probably gonna run away as far as possible. Yeah, but
That's
speaking of yeah, so speaking of running, did you see that the news in Beijing where they put off um, human-like robots to run the marathon? The half marathon happened last weekend.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty interesting. Uh,
Mhm.
and it's just one more thing robots can do better than I,
Yeah.
because I cannot run a half marathon. But I heard more than half didn't make it. And I
Uh-huh.
definitely think, I looked at the pictures and I thought, wow, Nike and Adidas, they're really missing out on all these sponsorship deals for these robots.
Yeah, so I think there are like 21 robots that were running alongside humans. I think there were 21,000 runners in total. And as you said, the star of the show is a robot called Tiangong Ultra. They crashed the course in just 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I think it's a pretty cool glimpse into how China is working to weave artificial intelligence into everyday life and just to get regular people excited about the cutting edge technologies. Yeah, I think another big news from Shanghai is the auto show back on April 23rd. BMW is also jumping on the AI bandwagon in China. They're teaming up with the Chinese startup DeepSeek. They're planning to roll out DeepSeek AI systems in the new cars that are hitting Chinese market later this year. I think it's a pretty smart move because you think about it, BMW is clearly trying to stay in the game. um, they're closing up to Chinese tech companies, and with the automotive industry, it's changing like crazy right now. The partnership shows that BMW is actually serious about keeping up with the Chinese customers who want their what they want in their luxury, right? So this is also reflecting how companies' commitment to strengthening their partnerships with Chinese tech firms, and also to maintain competitiveness in the this fast evolving market.
Hmm. Yeah, it's quite remarkable considering no one heard of DeepSeek before R1 was released back in January. I mean, a few years ago, DeepSeek, they were just a hedge fund and they were leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning to inform their trading strategies. Then LLM started to take off in 2021 and they figured, wow, we have all these GPUs. They started working on that as a side project. And yeah, now today they're one of the biggest in the world. And Jensen Huang, on his last visit to China just this past week, he even met with the DeepSeek team to discuss plans on developing, yeah, chips specific for the Chinese market. So I bet there's going to be a few crypto projects building decentralized LLMs and AI tools at Token 2049. I know you're going, so what are your expectations?
Well, I think the vibe overall should be pretty optimistic. We're seeing a lot of institutional money finally flowing in, and also those Bitcoin ETF that we discussed earlier. They have been a game changer for the market sentiment. Um, Last month, Dubai also announced that there's a project that they're doing to tokenize more than 150 billion real estate assets on blockchain. So it will be interesting being there. It's going to be my first time, but it will be
Huh.
interesting to see how they set the tone for the industry direction in this coming quarters.
Sounds like fun. I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna miss it, but I know there's gonna be a lot of parties, so if any of the viewers, come say hi to Cassidy.
Well, hope to see you all in the conference. So yeah, so thanks for riding with us on the round trip. Um, we please smash the follow, drop us a comment, and send your hottest questions when we are back in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.